Hey everybody, welcome back to Zyra Yoga. I'm Kayla. Thank you all so much for joining me for your May free yoga class. I'm coming to you from beautiful Sayulita, Mexico. I'm here on retreat with Authentic Yoga Retreats, and I don't know why you're not here with me. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. Retreats are absolutely like the greatest thing that I get to do, and I would love to share that with you. So if you want to come to Bali with me in August, there's a couple of spots left for that. And then in February, I'm going to Nicaragua, which is going to be epic. So let me know, send me an email, message me, just come with me. Like, this is your sign. This beautiful view behind me, this is your sign. Anyway, today's yoga class, we're going to start laying on our backs. We're going to do a little bit of movement. It's not going to be a super long practice, and hopefully the sound quality is okay. So just find your way onto your back. Taking a moment here to breathe. Long inhales in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time like that. Really fill yourself up. And then sealing in the lips, breathe in and out through your nose. Using this time to bring your focus into your body, finding any spaces that might need extra care, and just remind yourself that they exist. Reminding yourself that this is your practice. I'm just here to guide you, so you're welcome to change anything you need to, especially since you are at home and I can't see you anyway. So feel free to do whatever weird movements besides the weird ones I'm going to have you do, so that this feels good for you. And let's just take 2 more long breaths here in stillness. And then the next time that you inhale, lengthen your legs long, lengthen your arms up over your head, full body stretch. And maybe point and flex your toes a few times. You can rotate through the ankles, rotate through the wrists. And then finding center, just drawing the left knee into the chest, giving it a hug. And then just kind of rock it side to side a few times. So drawing it kind of past your center point and out to the side. Hands to the back of the thigh when you're ready, extending that leg long and bending it back down. As you're ready for it, keeping it long, point and flex the foot. And then while you're here, maybe flexing the foot back. If you can reach, take your hands on the back of your calf and just guide them down the back of the calf. Kind of lightly massaging the back of your leg, and then take it the opposite way. So just shifting the hands up towards the ankle. And then you can take that onto the shin. And then go ahead and bend to the knee and take the ankle across the opposite leg, opening up in a figure 4 with your right leg long. Seeing if you can just kind of let that left knee settle out towards the left, opening up through the inner thigh. And then keeping this figure 4, just draw the right foot down so the foot's down on the ground and rock side to side a few times. And then finding your way back through center as you're ready and drawing both legs in, grabbing hold of the back of the right leg and just giving both legs a little tug. And then we'll take the left leg off, extend it long, take the hands on just the right knee, and move around a little bit. See how it feels. Maybe the side is different than the last. And then finding your way through center, hands on the back of the thigh, extending the leg long, maybe bending it a few times. Just really tuning into the differences between this side and the last, and not judging them, but just noticing. So maybe one leg feels tighter than the other, and just reminding yourself to kind of focus on in your daily life why that might be. Holding it up the next time. Pulling those toes back towards you. Fingertips on the back of the calf. If you can reach it, you're welcome to bend the knee. And we're just going to slide the fingertips down towards the back of the knee, pressing lightly into the leg. And then taking the hand the opposite way. So I just use like the side of my index finger and slide up along the calf a few times. And then maybe bringing it to the front, nice and gently. And then we'll bend in our right leg. Take the ankle across the left thigh. Let that knee drop open. Breathing. Letting that knee drop open a little bit more as you exhale. Feeling the ground beneath you. We'll be doing a lot of grounding shapes today. Maybe we won't even balance, which is very unusual for me. Just like before, keeping this figure 4 shape with your right leg. Left foot's going to come down onto the ground, and then rock side to side a few times. And then back through center as you're ready, drawing both legs in. Maybe grabbing hold of the back of the left leg and just drawing the legs in a little bit closer towards your chest, feeling that stretch, not holding for a long time. And then we'll unwind both legs. Take the feet flat down on the ground. I'm going to move my ponytail out of the way. So making sure that you have space between the back of your neck and the floor, but the back of your head's on the ground. So I don't mean your chin is tucked into your chest. I mean it's lifted away from your chest. Pressing into the feet, arms by your sides. We're just going to roll the hips up. Start to find your way into a bridge. And as you exhale, roll yourself back down. Inhaling to roll up. And exhaling to roll down. 2 more times, rolling yourself up. Maybe you can come a little bit higher, starting to press the arms into the ground, the backs of the forearms. Nope, not the backs of the forearms, the triceps. The backs of the tops of your arms. And then the next time that you lift yourself up, go ahead and hold there. Pressing the backs of the arms into the ground. You can even bring your elbows so they're bent, fingertips up towards the ceiling, and really press those elbows into the ground. Noticing what's going on with the back of your neck, making sure there's still space, just sliding the chin away from the chest slightly. Starting to build heat in the back body, lift a little higher, pressing into the arms. One more long breath in. And then as you exhale, lower yourself down. Knees will come into the chest, and you can just rock yourself forward and back, maybe once or twice. And we'll come up to a seat. Take your left ankle in front of the right if you're sitting cross-legged, and we're just going to walk the hands out, finding a fold. So your fold might be up high. If it feels good, you can come to your forearms. Thinking about the middle of your chest, reaching forward. And then on your next inhale, drawing your chest back up, we're going to unwind that left leg. Take the sole of the foot onto the ground and just kind of fold in between the legs. Noticing how that feels. And then you'll draw yourself up, put the weight into your right hand, and let that left knee open in and out. And then if it feels okay, pointing into your right toe. So I'll turn towards you a little bit, pointing into your right toe. We're going to press into our right hand, rock onto that right shin, and kind of bring yourself into this weird kind of kneeling wild thing situation. And then you can draw yourself back down, and we're just going to take that forward fold with the opposite leg and top. So right foot's going to come in front of the left, and then you can crawl yourself out. There's a very cute puppy in my eye line right now. I hope it comes down to say hello. So just like before, thinking about your chest trying to come through your biceps, you're kind of reaching it forward, keeping length through your spine. And then drawing yourself back up, you'll take that right foot down onto the ground and just rock side to side. Meant to do the fold first, that's okay. We can come back to it. And then drawing the leg up, bring yourself just in between for a moment. And then taking the left hand behind you, shifting onto that left shin, open yourself up. Finding this kind of wild thing variation. Breathing deep. And then sitting yourself back down and find your way over to all fours. In your all fours, we're going to do a little bit of movement with our arms when we come through cat and cow. So we're not just going to do traditional cat and cow forward and back like this. I want you to find that center point and find a little bounce in your elbows, and you're going to bounce yourself up into that cow shape, and then bend the elbows again and bounce yourself into cow. I got those mixed up. Bouncing into rounding the back, bouncing into chest forward, and just kind of think about moving from those hands up. So each time that you round, you can maybe come a little bit more because you're pressing the hands into the ground. And then you can close your eyes and start to kind of play with it, maybe drawing the hips side to side. It might feel good to kind of bounce into a circle. And just 2 more breaths in whatever it is that you're doing. And then we're going to come back through center, drawing the belly in slightly, tuck the toes, bend the elbows a little bit, and then press yourself up to down dog. Adjusting the hands as you need to, so I had to take mine a little bit further forward, and then we're going to drop back down, bending in the elbows. Maybe you can bring your chest towards the ground, so you're like in a really weird little chaturanga, and then bounce yourself back up. And let's do that a couple more times. It's almost like a little push-up to down dog. Building heat and really connecting with the hands and the ground below you. Last time. Holding in your down dog. Bend the knees a little bit. Let your hips relax. If you want, you can little booty shake. Maybe pedal the legs out. And then walking your hands back to your feet, finding a fold at the back of your mat. Maybe grab opposite elbows and hang for a moment. Think about shifting your weight to your toes. So not that your heels are lifting, just so you're kind of tipping forward. It's going to bring your spine more in alignment. And maybe allow for a little release of the upper part of the spine. You can shake your head. And then releasing the arms, bend in the knees. Think about the ground. So find a little bit of bounce here through the knees. And then we're just going to roll ourselves all the way up. Reach the hands up above you. As you exhale, bend in the knees, come back down. Find that little bounce, press yourself all the way back up. So imagining you're almost like rebounding as you bounce into those legs, you're drawing yourself all the way up and come back down. Twice more. Taking it all the way down. And last time. Exhaling it all the way down. Halfway lifting for some inhale. Shake your hips side to side in this halfway lift. Noticing how that changes. The way that it feels in your hamstrings. And then bending in the knees a little bit, crawl yourself out into downward facing dog. You can take a chaturanga if you want. I'm not going to do any today. Pressing into your first finger and thumb. Try not to let the weight go out to the outer edges. So that way you can start to move from the first finger and thumb into the other fingertips, taking the weight out of your wrists. And then right leg's going to lift up. Bend the knee. Open up through your hip for a moment. And then you're going to draw your right knee right behind your right wrist. Open up through the left leg. Finding your way into like this kneeling side plank kind of shape. And then we're going to circle around with the top arm, taking it forward. I'm going to draw it around to the other side. So as you're circling the arm, it should be going forward, up, and back. Start to find a little bit of a bounce in that right elbow as you're kind of circling around. And then the next time, if it feels okay, we're going to use that bounce and that momentum to draw all the way up, coming into a gate pose. And then take yourself back down through center. Both hands to the ground, stepping back to down dog. You can move through vinyasa if you like it. And we're going to take that to the other side. So lifting up the left leg, bending the knee, opening up through your hip, finding that space. Oh my gosh, I think the puppy's going to come. And then we're going to draw that knee all the way forward, placing it down, rotating yourself to the side. So you're in that kind of kneeling plank. Kneeling plank. Sorry, the dog is really distracting me. What terrible yoga I'm doing, being distracted by a dog. So we're going to start arm reaching forward and around. Oh my gosh, it's coming. It's coming. Take a moment. Puppy, come here. No, it didn't. It just wanted to explore. Didn't want love. Okay, we'll take that circle in the opposite direction. So it's going to go up, back towards your hip, around in the circle. And maybe it feels good to kind of turn your palm in different directions as you circle the arm around, so you're getting that whole rotation of the arm. And then you can start to find that little bounce in the elbow as you come down and back up. And then the next time that you bounce yourself all the way up into gate. So you're bringing your right hand onto your right leg, reaching over with the left arm. And just feel that length creating. And then as you're ready, circling both arms around. Bring yourself back to downward facing dog. We're going to do one more sequence, and then we'll be basically done. So when it feels good, finding a little bounce in center, we're going to come and bend the knees, and then kind of shift back. And just kind of sinking in deep, and then heels down a couple of times. And then if you want, as you bend your knees, you can bend your arms, taking a little overhead press. One last time. And then bring the right leg high. Bend deep down, draw that knee in, and then take it back up. So as you're coming through that kind of knees being parallel to each other point, bend both legs, and then round your back as you come forward with the knee. So almost like you're bouncing yourself into that knee tuck. Does that make sense? You're not here to tell me, but so left knee bends as your right knee comes towards it, and then you'll press it straight as you draw the right knee in, and then it'll go in the opposite direction. We'll just take that a few more times. Hopefully it's making your left leg a little tired. And then we'll step the right foot forward. Find your way into a crescent lunge, reaching the arms. Sink down deep and reach yourself back up. So we're coming deep down into it, bending in the knees, coming back into that crescent. So you're not straightening your leg out. Finding that buoyancy from the ground up. One last time, and as you come up, step your back foot forward. And just finding your way into a pyramid. So forward halfway up the mat. And then you can rock the hips side to side. You can find a little bend and straightens here. Get weird with it. Slowing the breath back down. There's a couple from the retreat that just went out on paddle boards. This place is magical. When it feels good, bend deep into your right knee. Plant both hands and just step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Pedaling the legs, maybe bouncing through the hips for a little booty shake. We'll take it all to the other side. So left leg will be the one to lift up. And then you're going to bend both knees as your left knee comes through center, and then straighten the right as your left knee comes into the chest. Bend both knees, and then straighten as your left leg goes back up. And just taking it a few times. So you're kind of launching yourself forward into that knee tuck with your right leg as you straighten it. We'll take 2 more. And then this next time, step your foot forward, find your way into your crescent lunge. Both arms lifting, finding length. And then you can kind of circle the arms around as you bend both knees and then come back into that crescent. So both knees will just bend deeper, finding the grounding here. So you're connecting with the earth and then reaching that energy upward. Take 2 more, and then we're gonna bend in and step the right foot halfway up, folding forward into your pyramid. You can wiggle around, you can start to bend and straighten the knees a little bit, taking a little twerky booty shake, maybe the bun shake side to side. Couple more breaths here. Woo. And then if it feels okay, just turning the left toes forward. And this time we're just going to step the right toes up. Bring yourself out so that the feet are wide, toes in, no, toes out. And then we'll drop the hips down. Going side to side a few times. If this doesn't feel good for you, maybe just stay kind of high and bounce. Feeling that connection from the ground up with your energy. We'll go each way with this little rock twice more. And then coming back in through center, hands are just going to walk back behind you and roll on down to your back. Draw some circles, bringing the knees out and away from each other. And then in towards each other. Rocking around. Finding your way back through center. If it feels okay, right knee is going to cross over the left. And then drop both legs over to the left, finding your twist. Breathing deeply in. And squeeze the belly as you exhale. One more time, breathing deeply in. Squeezing. And then unwinding the legs. Draw back through center. Taking it over to the left. So left knee over right. Dropping the knees over. Taking a full breath in. Squeeze the belly like you're trying to disconnect the lower half. Inhale again. Squeeze deep. And then unwind your legs. Come back through center. Both feet on the ground. Roll the hips up. Exhale to take them down. Roll them up. Take them down. Last time, rolling them up. Pressing into the backs of the arms. Find that lift. And then lowering the hips down. Both legs up over your head. Give them a shake. Arms can join. And then we'll just bring the knees in. Bring the feet down and let the knees drop in. One hand on the belly, one hand on your chest. Deep inhale through the nose. As you exhale, let it slow and let it out like you're blowing out through a straw. Squeezing to the bottom of that exhale and then inhale again through the nose. Out through the mouth like you're blowing out through a straw. Last time, inhaling. letting it out. And then release control of your breath. Allow yourself just to exist. Allowing your body to become heavier towards the ground every time you exhale. Not resisting that weight. Not resisting the surrender. Just Shavasana. So you're welcome to stay here for as long as feels good. If you're ready to move on with your day, you can just start to bring movement back into your body. And eventually making your way up to a seat, however feels good for you right now. We'll take a long, deep breath in, reach your arms up. As you exhale, give yourself a shake. And then one hand on top of the other at your heart center, just reminding yourself that you're enough. You're worthy of everything you want in this life. And I want you to go out and give them hell. Thank you all so very much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Comment, let me know that you were here. Like it, share it, tell your friends. And come on retreat with me. Let me show you how gorgeous this is.